Looking at the world right now, it's easy to think that everything is getting worse. From floods to fires to hurricanes that seem to be ramping up, to war and violence and mass shootings that seem to happen all the time now. It's easy to believe that the world is a terrible place. I remember when I was in the thick of narcissistic abuse, I thought the same thing. I thought it was normal to feel on edge, to be walking on eggshells, and to be looking out for danger around every corner. It wasn't all that bad though, and that's why I stayed so long. In the world, they try to distract you with the bad news, but they throw in good things to keep you in a state of complacency. It's not to say that there aren't bad things happening in the world, but the more we focus on them, the more we find the evidence that it is true. Once I stepped out of my narcissistic relationship, I realized that not all relationships are like this. I started doing things I loved again and found the joy I had forgotten. Maybe it's time we all do that right now. I know the world can be a scary place at times, but what is the biggest way we can change it? By focusing on the good. Like the Mr. Rogers quote, whenever something bad happens, let's look for the helpers. Let's seek to find people making a difference in the world. Let's pay for someone's coffee or give a compliment to a random stranger. Let's laugh and dance and sing, even when the world is falling apart. Because you know what changes the world? Our vibration. I know, it sounds so cliche and too easy. You're probably saying to yourself, how can that fix the problems of the world? How will that bring peace in the Middle East? How can that stop school shootings and violence? I remember listening to Scarlett Lewis, who is the mother of one of the kids that was killed in the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. Out of anyone, she had the right to be angry and seek justice from the shooter. You know what she did instead? She forgave him. I know that sounds insane, but her reason for forgiving was not for him, but it was for herself. She knew the anger inside her would consume her, and she would never be happy or be able to fully get over her son's death if she didn't forgive the shooter. She realized that hurt people, and that man was in so much pain that was inflicted from other people that he hurt more people in the process. And to stop the cycle of abuse and stop the violence, she wanted to understand this person more than she wanted to punish him. The cycle of abuse, the cycle of violence, the ongoing wars will never stop unless we break this chain. Now, I'm not saying justice isn't something we all seek. I do believe that those who create these acts need to be punished. But what if we could start seeking to understand more than seeking to punish? What if we could see that the reason the world is the way it is, that there are so many people hurting all over the world, that they're not getting their basic needs met, and the only escape they see is violence and hurting other people? What if we could understand that those in power are the ones who are dividing all of us, and that we have the power to see our fellow humans and hear cries for humanity? Everyone talks about peace on earth, and who knows if we'll ever see that in our lifetime. But I do believe it starts with understanding the cycle of abuse and stopping the cycle.